In WCW, Luger was the man, and Luger needs to be in before the dude passes. You know, have Sting induct him.
1 year later.
We did it! We survived one full rotation around the sun producing wrestling content. It is the 1 year anniversary of the channel. If we were a baby, we'd still be hiding behind a couch, pooping our pants. But, oh God, why would I say that? Goodbye, everybody, because you all just unsubscribed with that analogy. No, but seriously, thank you so much. Today, we are going to answer questions. I figured let's just have a ask me questions and I'll answer anything. Anything you ask, I will answer today in celebration of our 1 year anniversary. But before we do that, please comment below so you can win this belt. I want to hit 20,000 subscribers. Probably can't do it before WrestleMania, but maybe we could do it before Backlash, SummerSlam. Let's get 20,000 subscribers so I can give away this belt. All you gotta do to win is comment below. You gotta subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification, and I will give it away. Already gave away two, and please give a thumbs up for the anniversary video. Let's get started with your questions. Jimbo Slice, if you had to be a manager for one wrestler, who would it be and why? Great question. Great question. I want to say Roman because he's so cool, but actually, honestly,
Making his way to El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 228 pounds.
Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero definitely would not need me. He had such a connection with the crowd. Awesome in the ring, awesome on the mic.
Not only your favorite wrestler, but I'm your favorite wrestler too.
But I think if I was his manager, we could do some very interesting stuff during his lie, cheat, steal era.
Coming to here. What the hell? God.
We could come up with such creative ways to cheat and for him to win because of how we cheated. I think that would be so fun to work with Eddie Guerrero. Come at me now. If you could go back in time and you could get into the wrestling business, who are you? Wrestling name? What are you? Tag team, singles, as your first stint, heel or face? I'm gonna be a heel. I'm 100% going to be a heel. I feel that I know how to invoke emotions from people, and that if I turned it for evil, could you imagine? Could you imagine what I could do? I want to get that crowd in a frenzy. My goal would be every time to get the crowd to throw trash at me.
There you have it.
That would be my goal. I would love it. And what would I be? Tag team or single stars? Neither. I would actually be a manager. I think I would definitely love to be a manager. And my wrestling name, honestly, it doesn't really matter. You could call me whatever you want. As long as I got to manage and be a heel, I would make it work. I would just solely make it work, and my main goal was to just get people to absolutely hate me. Brian Goldstein, April 2nd is also the day WrestleMania 5 took place. What was your favorite match from this WrestleMania? That is, like, my mind actually, like, I don't know if it's, like, on camera right now, but my mind is actually kind of blown here. I've said this on the channel before, but I don't know if you know that WrestleMania 5 is actually my first wrestling event ever. The first time I ever seen wrestling was apparently on April 2nd. I didn't know what day WrestleMania 5 was, so that is insane to me. In that, literally never seen wrestling before. WrestleMania 5, the first time I ever see a wrestling event was on April 2nd, and then April 2nd, 35 years later is when I started this channel. And that is 100% coincidence. That is insane. It was meant to be, apparently. And what is your favorite match from that WrestleMania?
Look at that. Ravishing one tried to give a knee, but he still had the belt down.
Was the Ultimate Warrior versus Ravishing Rick Rude. When Ultimate Warrior came running down that aisle, that is the moment in which I was totally I was all in. That was the moment I was all in. I was like, I love wrestling. Ultimate Warrior's the guy who did it for me. And when he lost, because he was suplexing, spoiler alert, he was suplexing Ravishing Rick Rude into the ring, and Bobby the Brain Heenan grabbed Warrior's leg, made Warrior fall. Ravishing Rick Rude falls on Warrior, and Bobby the Brain holds the ankle down, the leg down, and 1, 2, 3, I was irate, all right? I was like, I don't know how old I was at the time. I'm in like 4th grade or something, and I was just like, what? How did the referee see it? I was just so mad, because Ultimate Warrior, my hero, the guy that I've known for about 10 minutes, my idol, was just defeated unfairly. Maybe that's why I want to be a heel manager like Bobby the Brain Heenan. But yeah, that was just that. Oh man, that is a trip. April 2nd, my first ever wrestling thing, and then April 2nd, I start the channel. Thank you, Brian, for making me aware of that. That is insane. SRP Fee 7MI. Have you attended any WWE shows? If yes, what were they? I've never attended a Raw, which is one of my biggest regrets, because I could have been at the Raw when Stone Cold used the Zamboni. Oh man, I so regret that. But I've been to a Survivor Series. That was the one where Rikishi did it for The Rock. He ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I saw, was that Vengeance? Because I went to Vengeance also. Vengeance, Survivor Series, Smackdown. I've been to a Nitro during the Monday Night Wars. It was when Dennis Rodman came and hit DDP with a steel chair. I've been to multiple Smackdowns, actually. I've been to a lot of house shows. Oh, and WrestleMania 23. I actually went to WrestleMania 23, and I would have to say that was probably my favorite experience, because historically speaking, I never had friends who enjoyed wrestling. In my 20s, I started finding my people, I started, actually having real friends in real life, and I had some people that I hung out with a lot. They didn't like wrestling, but they knew of wrestling, and they knew WrestleMania was a big deal, so I convinced them to go to WrestleMania with me, and all from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania 23, we watched SmackDown and Raw religiously, and actually ECW religiously for that time period. So it was just so very special to me when I got to actually go to a WrestleMania with people who actually were enjoying the product at that time. Unfortunately, the moment WrestleMania 23 was done, they stopped watching wrestling. But I loved it. I actually I had a sign that said Umaga ate my family, and I would hold it up, and I was acting like Umaga almost the entire time.
Umaga? Who is this?
Not breaking character, saying Bow Samoa, the Truth Man. Choose between Jordan Grace, Jade Cargill, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Stephanie Vakir, and Lash Legend. Who would be the best Paul Heyman woman? I feel Lash Legend has a great personality. She doesn't need Paul Heyman. Stephanie Vakir definitely connects as a face, doesn't need Paul Heyman. Raquel Rodriguez, I don't feel is good enough to be a Paul Heyman girl, but she is getting better, so hopefully she will be one day. Shayna Baszler, if this was the beginning of her career, I would say 100%, but I feel that they have damaged her too much. Jade Cargill, I don't see that one, because maybe that one would be a maybe. Definitely a maybe. Jordan Grace is probably the one I would go with. Nia Jax would be a great addition also, but it would almost be like when Paul Heyman started managing The Big Show. It was a good combo, but The Big Show was already kind of a veteran at the time, and it was just weird that suddenly The Big Show needed a manager, and that's where Nia Jax would be. Now, to be fair, I mean, Roman Reigns was kind of a veteran, and Paul Heyman just started managing him, and it seem to fit like a glove. So I guess that kind of gets rid of my whole Nia Jax theory right there. But I'm still going to go with Jordynne Grace. She is a good guy, but I'd kind of like to see this animal unleashed in her, and I think Paul Heyman could do it. Akmel Ryan, your favorite male wrestler. Ooh, you are asking some tough questions. Favorite male wrestler, favorite female wrestler, manager, character, gimmick, pay-per-view, and match. Jeez Louise. Favorite match, SummerSlam TLC, Dudley's, Hardy's, Edge and Christian. That match was insane. That match was so insane. Let's, favorite pay-per-view. Might be recency bias, but I loved WrestleMania 40. Holy cow, did I love WrestleMania 40. If Undertaker would not have lost at WrestleMania 30, that would have been my favorite pay-per-view, because I loved that pay-per-view until Undertaker lost. Oh my god, the streak. Ugh. But yeah, no, WrestleMania 40, going WrestleMania 40. Favorite male wrestler. We're going to go all time. You know, I'm doing the whole career. Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho.
I am Chris Jericho, your new hero.
Because yeah, like his whole career. I don't really like his stuff in AEW, but his whole career. Chris Jericho is my all-timer. Female wrestler. I'm gonna go. This one's a tie. This one is a tie between.
And AJ Lee has reached her goal of becoming Divas Champion.
AJ Lee and
Bianca Belair showed up.
Bianca Belair. However, I'm going to say that because AJ Lee's career was so short, that most likely Bianca Belair will eventually overtake her. But as we're talking like right now, it's AJ Lee, Bianca Belair. Favorite manager? Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is just like, Bobby the Brain is definitely a close second. Bobby the Brain Heenan, but Paul Heyman. Love Paul Heyman. And character / gimmick. Character / gimmick. You know, now that I think about it, for the last about 27 years, I would have said Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. But I'm going to tell you, I'm officially changing it. After 27 years, I'm going to change what my favorite gimmick is.
Can't no man knock me out. I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance.
The Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. That, like, the 4 years that he was on top. The 4 years that he was on top. The memes that we got. The smack talk that we got. The dominance that we got. Yeah. Oh, man, I can't believe it. I never thought I would topple Undertaker, Ministry of Darkness Undertaker, but Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, I gotta go with him. Yeah, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. All right, so there you go. Ahmed Ryan, thanks for, man, I can't believe it. That kind of an end of an era. Oh, God, he lost at WrestleMania 30, and now he just lost my top spot. I'm so sorry, Undertaker, for this video towards you. 5-star Cam, if you had to have your own faction with any wrestlers, what would it name be and the gimmick? You know what? Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family.
I gave him a reason to exist. Fixed him.
I loved the Wyatt family. Not the Wyatt Six, not the Fiend and Mr. Rogers, the Firefly Funhouse. I do find value in those, but it's the Wyatt family that I loved. This cult leader with his following, that he has convinced them that they are one big happy family, this one big happy demented family, and just talking in riddles and going crazy like that. What would I name? Kin. They'd be like my kin, kinship. We would be called the kinship, and I would very much model myself after Bray. In fact, I'd even put that in the gimmick. I'd be like, once upon a time, there was a family, and he was led by Bray Wyatt, and I realized that I wanted that. Obviously, there's the Wyatt Six, so it'd be hard to do that. But if I could have anything, I would definitely want that kinship as my kinship, which is a very much like the Wyatt family. What's your earliest memory of watching wrestling, and how did that impact you and make you feel? My earliest memory, I kind of talked about it or alluded to it, was WrestleMania 5. But even before WrestleMania 5, earlier that day, I was at Meijer's. It's like kind of like a more upscale Walmart, and I was at Meijer's. I was in the TV section, and these were the big fat TVs all playing at one time, and I saw a commercial. No, it wasn't a commercial. It was Saturday Superstars. And that's when all the wrestlers would pretty much fight jobbers throughout the entire show. Maybe they'd have one main event of low-level wrestlers. So that whole aisle of TVs was just wrestlers, and they were advertising WrestleMania 5 that day. And I'm like looking at it, and my dad comes up to me, and I'm like, Dad, what is this? And he tells me it's wrestling, and he's like, there's a show tonight, and I'm like, can we get it? Like, I had no clue about wrestling. I can't even remember if I knew who Hulk Hogan was, all right? And he's like, yeah, we can get it. And we got it. I was born in 1979. I believe WrestleMania 5, 89, 90? So, I'm about 10, 11 years old. And yeah, like, I had no idea what wrestling was. That is my earliest memory. And so my first wrestling match will be match 1 of WrestleMania 5, which is Twin Towers versus the Rockers. Oh, and by the way, this question is from some lonely dude. And how did it impact you and make you feel? I was amazed by it. I was just floored by it. It was an instant impact. Honestly, I didn't have a lot of friends that I hung out with outside of school. So wrestling was kind of like, was, I don't know how to say it, but wrestling was, it meant a lot to me. I just didn't have a lot of friends, and wrestling was, I could watch wrestling no matter what all the time and just enjoy it. Does that make sense? I don't know how to say that. Wrestling, they were my friends. That just sounds cheesy. So next question. Jimbo Slice, what made you start making wrestling content? And who else do you enjoy watching? Okay, Jimbo Slice. So what made me start making wrestling content? I actually was making video game content on YouTube before wrestling content, but that failed. That failed hard, and it cost too much money. So I stopped. For about 3 or 4 years. Also, leading up to that failed YouTube channel was multiple failures of trying to use my creative talents in whether it was acting, writing, internet TV. There was just many things that I just failed at. So here I am, failed YouTube channel. Say forget it. I'll just become a restaurant manager, and that will be my life. And then I saw, going into your next question, I saw Mr. Sante Zap.
Today I'm reacting to your Friday Night Smackdown hot takes.
I was watching a lot of podcasts and of 83 Weeks, with Eric Bischoff, Bruce Pritchard, Disco Inferno Conan. I was watching Jim Cornette, a lot of those kind of podcasts. And then on the sidebar of YouTube, I saw this other dude, Mr. Sante Zap, talking wrestling. And I was like, who's this guy? I don't recognize this guy at all. So I clicked on him, and this was just some dude talking wrestling. And I was like, holy crap. That's like what I used to do with video games. But he's doing it with wrestling? You can do it with wrestling? And so I just started a wrestling channel. And so no matter what, Sante Zap is like a hero to me. He's like a straight up hero to me. And ironically, when you do a YouTube channel, you can't watch other YouTubers because whether you mean to or not, you end up stealing their ideas, and you don't want to be that guy. You want to be able to just say that your ideas are your own and you're not just, copying someone. I mean, I'll copy an idea, but you don't want to copy it like, you don't want to copy it word for word. You can copy an idea, but you can't copy the script, if that makes sense. And so I just tend to, if I'm watching a Sante Zap video, it's actually like from a month ago, because I don't ever want to be accused of plagiarism. So I do still watch him here and there, but at the end of the day, he means so much to me on a personal level, because his channel means so much to me on a personal level. And I just, one day, if I could shake his hand or, tell him via webcam, dude, thank you for inspiring me, that would be huge to me. But who else do I watch? I do like Simon Miller, and I've watched Simon Miller for years. Again, though, I have to kind of watch his stuff out of date, because I don't want to steal from him. And then I watch Wrestle Talk and Cultaholic. Those are news-based shows. Other than that, it's going to be people like Maven, Stevie Richards, Jim Cornette, Busted Open Radio. I really do enjoy Mark Henry as well as a wrestling mind. And of course, the Truth Man. Can't forget him, up and coming channel right there. Bot_24711. Do you think Austin Theory still has a chance to be a main eventer? I do. The dude's super young. We think of Austin Theory as this guy who's been on the roster for a long time, and he has, and he's done crazy things. I mean, the dude has won Money in the Bank. He's had segments with The Rock, Brock Lesnar, beat John Cena at WrestleMania 2 years ago. He's had a lot of things. Had a wrestling match with Pat McAfee where Vince McMahon himself got involved. One of Vince McMahon's last stories where he's actually presently involved in on screen. He's there. So it seems like Austin Theory's been around for a long time, and they have definitely dropped the ball with him. But that said, he has plenty of time to recover. I do fear, though, that it is too late. I'm with you in that, because, at a certain point, Dolph Ziggler, he had lost too many times. And I hope I'm right. I hope Austin Theory has that chance to recover, because this is he's only wanted to ever be a wrestler, and I really, he's accomplished his dream, but I there's just so much more potential. Problem is, Triple H has his own guys, and Vince McMahon had his guys, and Triple H doesn't tend to use Vince McMahon's guys. Sometimes he does. Cody Rhodes is a perfect example of that. So all hope is not lost, but it's he does have an uphill battle. Tiz Mickey, happy anniversary, Chop. I wish I had discovered you sooner. What's been the most rewarding experience you've had since starting the YouTube channel? Wow, that is a loaded question. What is? I would say the fact that I can talk wrestling now with people, for real, most of my life, here and there, I'd meet somebody who did like wrestling, but never to the level that I did. And I don't blame them. Or, it's just, I don't know. I never felt like I had my people. And since starting this channel, I definitely feel Chop Nation isn't just some cool catchphrase or whatever. I believe it. We are I said I wanted to form affection, the kinship. You guys, you girls, you're my kinship. It's I really feel a connection, which is weird because even going through these names of the people who asked, there are things that I know about you. We're not I get it. We're not best friends or anything, but I have a little story with almost every one of you. Tiz Mickey, you started from, what was that channel? Hear My Thoughts, right? Hear My Thoughts is where you saw that SummerSlam video and you saw, let me come over and check this out. We got Ekmel Ryan. I used to call him Ekmel Ryan until one day he was like, "Hey man, you told me to tell you to how to say a name," and I did because I pronounce names all weird. The Truth Man. He gave the best Charlotte Flair. I'll just know him as the Charlotte Flair lover. He just loves Charlotte Flair so much because he did that promo. It was just great. SRP. He had a difficult time in his life one time, and he used this channel as a way to, I don't know, just to be distracted and continue on the course. Brian Goldstein, the second person to ever say, "I believe in this channel. I am going to become a member." We got Jimbo Slice, used to be Jamie K. That's how I used to say his name. Jamie K, whenever he had a hot take. Come at meow. I read it as come at me now for the longest time until one day he's just like, it's come at meow. It's come at meow. And he's from Australia. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's a part of me that does kind of, I don't know, there's some kind of connection. There's some kind of connection I have with all you people out there. And I hope I'm not being weird. I hope you're not all unsubscribing right now. It's like, oh my God. I have a crazy memory for detail too, by the way, if you haven't noticed. So it's just like, oh, this is just so good. And some lonely dude just started watching the channel actually, but he comments on a lot of the videos, and that kind of support means so much to me from each and every one of you. It's just it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing that you guys and you girls are just a part of this channel the way that you are, and the support that you have given me. I'm a nobody to you. I'm a perfect stranger to you. And yet, the encouraging words, the happy anniversaries, I ask you to comment so the videos can get engagement, and then you do it out of the kindness of your own heart. And then you all love wrestling, so you got to be okay, because us wrestling fans, we're crazy, we're insane, but you know what? Whatever our backgrounds, it don't matter. Rich, poor, we're wrestling fans, and that's what connects us. And wrestling's a beautiful thing. And this channel is a beautiful thing, and it's not because of me, all right? I'm just some crazy dude that twitches and talks about wrestling. It's because of you, and that is the most rewarding experience, able to share my love of wrestling with you. I'm not lying. That's not some PR BS. I promise you that. That probably got a little deeper than I intended to be. Hitting 10,000 subscribers is also pretty cool. So there you have it. Boys, girls, let's do this again. Hopefully we don't have to wait until year 2 in order to have another Q&A video. If you liked it, please let me know in the comments below. If you don't care for these videos, then I just won't do it again. We'll see about the numbers also. If we only get 300 views, forget it. Who cares? We'll do it. If 300 people like the video, then we'll do it for the 300. Boys, girls, have yourself a wonderful day, and I want to wish you a happy anniversary too, because my success is your success. Happy anniversary.